For today's headlines, Philippines signing nuclear power study deal, Cusi says. Stop Oplan Baklas, group asks Supreme Court. Vax program has come a long way according to the Department of Health. Rescind Rappler Memorandum of Agreement, the Office of the Solicitor General tells Comelec. No standing in jeeps and buses. San Juan goes house to house for Vax drive. Bongabon hosts Gravel World Series. Vodka boycott, Americans, Canadians show solidarity with Ukraine. Good morning, I am Venice Bautista and this is Tribune News on Q. Today is March 2, 2022 and these are the latest news of this Wednesday morning. The Department of Energy is set to sign a cooperation with its partner in the United States this week for the development of nuclear energy as a viable power source in the Philippines, Secretary Alfonso Cusi has told Daily Tribune. They are pushing for the inclusion of nuclear energy in our energy mix, and they have already prepared all the frameworks. All they need now is to get the approval of the President to have it in our energy mix, Cusi said, referring to his message to U.S. officials during a briefing he gave them. He is going to the U.S. in the first week of March to sign a cooperative agreement on nuclear energy. That would help our archipelago and will improve the reliability of energy supply in the country, he added. Cusi has called on foreign investors to place their bets on the country's renewable energy sector to jumpstart the revival of the government's nuclear ambitions. The DOE chief pointed out that American companies can greatly contribute to the country's initiative of harnessing the potential of nuclear power generation. Under the Philippine Energy Plan 2020-4040, the DOE outlined the country's clean energy transition strategy, which opens up vibrant investment prospects. Cusi noted that bold policies are currently in place to increase the interest and participation of domestic and international investors. President Rodrigo Duterte is reviewing the recommendation of the DOE that would help establish a national policy on the use of nuclear energy as an option for power generation, Cusi revealed. Supporters of presidential aspirant and Vice President Leni Robredo have asked the Supreme Court to stop the Commission on Elections from implementing its Oplan Baklas, or campaign to dismantle oversized campaign posters. In a 52-page petition filed through their lawyer Ray Paulo Santiago, the petitioners said the Comelec erred in interpreting sections 21, 24, and 26 of its own Resolution 10730. The removal of election campaign materials on private properties by the Comelec violates the constitutional right to freedom of speech and expression, they said. They added that the regulation on campaign materials and the definition of lawful election propaganda under Section 9 and E, respectively, of Republic Act 9006, only apply to candidates, political parties, and party-list groups. They pointed out that the Comelec does not have the authority to regulate the enjoyment of the preferred right to freedom of expression exercised by a non-candidate in this case. The petitioners added that the wrong interpretation and implementation of Comelec Resolution No. 10730 cannot override and supersede constitutionally guaranteed rights, more so if it is expressed within the confine of one's private property. Comelec spokesperson James Jimenez said the legal challenge on their operation is welcome. The National Immunization Program against COVID-19 has come a long way since the government launched the rollout against the virus in March last year, a government official said Tuesday. In a phone interview, Health Undersecretary Mirna Cabotaje, who also chairs the National Vaccination Operations Center, admitted that the early months of the rollout has been slow due to the scarcity of supply of COVID-19 vaccines. Cabotaje told the Daily Tribune that our vaccination is better now and we have come a long way compared to before when they started the inoculation drive with only 200,000 doses of Sinovac for the general population, 100,000 doses for the military, and 100,000 doses for healthcare workers. She is referring to the 500,000 doses of Sinovac COVID-19 vaccine donated by the Chinese government that paved the way for the vaccine rollout in the country in March last year. Kabatahe expressed confidence that the government will meet its 90 million fully vaccination target by the end of June. And asked if the vaccine supply would be sufficient to reach the target, she noted that the country has more than enough. As of February 28, a total of 225,117,030 doses of various COVID-19 vaccines have arrived in the Philippines, according to the official. To meet the target, the government has launched massive vaccination programs to improve the number of fully vaccinated individuals in the country. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Ayon sa World Bank, tinatayang 4.8 hanggang 12.7 milyong toneladang plastik ang sumisira sa ating karagatan taon-taon. Halos 80% nito ang nanggagaling sa Asya. Sa buong mundo, ang Pilipinas ay itinuturing na pangatlong pinakamalaking nagdudulot ng polusyon sa karagatan. Ang nakalalasong kemikal mula sa plastik ay di lamang kumukontamina sa karagatan, ngunit pati na rin sa hanging nilalanghap at lupang ginagalawan natin. Kung magpapatuloy ang kasalukuyang paggamit ng single-use plastics, sa taong 2050, mas marami na ang plastic kumpara sa mga isda na nasa ating mga karagatan. Dahil dito, mas pinaiigting ng pamahalaan ang kampanya laban sa paggamit ng single-use plastics. Nanganganib ang ating planeta. Iisa lang ito. Lahat tayo ay dapat kumilos sa lalong madaling panahon upang pangalagaan ito. Tama na ang plastikan.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Vaccination, isolation, gotta keep up with my nutrition, gotta maintain my body condition, then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Pababakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination, pababakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first hatch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
We are back on Tribune News on Q. The Office of the Solicitor General has asked the Commission on Elections to rescind the Memorandum of Agreement it forged with news website Rappler on providing election-related information pertaining to the May 2022 polls. If not, the OSG warned that it is ready to go to court to rescind the same. In a statement, Kalida claimed that the MoA unlawfully gives Rappler, a foreign-funded entity, access to confidential data on registered voters and the power to influence the election. The Solgen argued that the provisions of the MoA were also problematic as they encroached on Comelec's powers. Kalida said Rappler's history of disseminating unverified and at times false claims also renders it unfit for the fundamental purpose envisioned under the MoA. As the Statutory Council of Comelec, the OSG has urged the poll body to rescind the MoA within 5 days or until March 4, or the OSG, as a people's lawyer, may have to file the necessary case in court to declare the nullity of the MoA by March 7. The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, or MMDA, on Tuesday reiterated that public jeepneys and buses could not accept passengers more than their allowed capacity. While Metro Manila was placed under the most relaxed Alert Level 1 protocols, the East still does not allow standing passengers in transport services. Only full seating capacity is allowed, the MMDA said. The agency's officer in charge and general manager Romando Artez stated that it was in agreement with the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, or LTFRB, in the implementation of the rule. Meanwhile, the San Juan city government on Tuesday launched a house-to-house COVID-19 booster vaccination campaign for residents who have missed their second dose by 3 months. Mayor Francis Zamora said the special vaccination effort was primarily intended for residents who are mostly senior citizens and bedridden patients physically unable to go to the city's main vaccination sites. The city government called on the other senior citizens and bedridden residents or their caregivers to get them their booster shots by simply calling their barangays to reserve slots. It added that all the able-bodied individuals who are at home may also avail should the vaccination team happen to be in the area. Zamora also said that the City Health Department will set up satellite vaccination areas at the end of this week in 7 key locations in the city, including 2 drive-through vaccination sites at the City Hall and at the makabagong San Juan Plaza. Tribune News on Q will be back. Stay with us.
Our steps can lead us to millions of doors opening, millions of paths unfolding, and millions of reasons to keep going. Now's the time to be with the network that gets better every day for you.
Manong Joe po.
At Ate Maita,
Good news! Bumaba ang overall electricity rates ng mahigit 7 centavos per kilowatt hour. Samantala, nagbayanihan ang Meralco at iba't ibang organisasyon para dumayo sa labas ng ating service area at tumulong sa mga apektado ng Bagyong Odette. Tinulungan po natin ang electric distribution companies sa mga lugar doon para maibalik ang kuryente. Anumang panahon o layo, maaasahan ang bayanihan ng mga Pinoy kasama ang Meralco para magbigay liwanag sa isa't isa ngayong bagong taon.
New Year na! Ano kaya ang pinakamatipid na pang-init ng pagkain?
Pag LPG, mabigat ang tangke at mabigat sa budget. Mas tipid mag-reheat sa microwave. 43 centavos lang ang konsumo. 80 centavos naman sa toaster. At 91 centavos kapag induction cooker.
Matipid nga!
Happy New Year!
Iba na ang panahon, ang dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ano tayo, bigger, better na. You can buy it sa centers, pati sa mga partners, may online pa at app. You can buy it with your fingers, still don't remittance and more. Online shopping, you can buy it all. Di magpadala, you can buy it all. Anong mga pera transaction, you can buy it all. Sabayan ng pagbabago ng mundo for all your pera transactions, all new Bayad.
You are still watching Tribune News on Q. Bongabon, Nueva Ecija will play host to the qualifying events of the 2022 Trek Union Cyclists International, or UCI, Gravel World Series, making it the only country in Asia to host the prestigious cycling event. The event, dubbed as Gravel Philippine Bongabon, will be held in Barangay Vega Grande on April 3. Gravel Philippine Bongabon is expected to be UCI's the opening round of the off-road series, with two courses offered: 85-kilometer course with a qualifier distance for 19 years old to 49 years old, and 62-kilometer course with a qualifier distance for 50 and above. The winners of the qualifying event will be given the coveted UCI rainbow jersey, given only to those cyclists who have made a name for themselves in the world of cycling. The Gravel Philippine Bongabon course will be held off-road with some forest tracks, farms roads, and the cobbles. Local officials are elated over the hosting of the event in Bongabon, citing that this would showcase their area as one of the best off-road courses in the country. The event is part of the UCI's thrust of creating a Gravel World Championships, the 10th cycling discipline where the institution will award the rainbow jerseys to top male and female cyclists.
We have Russian forces coming in from the southwest.
A potentially devastating war in Ukraine is just
Regulars at Caddy's Bar and Grill in Bethesda, Maryland, can still get a classic cocktail made with vodka, ginger beer, and lime, but it now comes with a different name, a Kiev Mule. Ronnie Heckman, the 31-year-old owner of the eatery outside of Washington, D.C., said he decided to stop purchasing or serving Russian vodka in solidarity with Ukraine, besieged by the Russian military since last week in a conflict that has shaken the globe. They are hoping that other people will join them to continue to bring awareness to what's going on right now, Heckman said, whose family has ties to both Ukraine and Russia from generations back. Behind the bar, Heckman now slings Kiev mules and white or black Uric cans instead of the Russian counterparts, with a portion of the revenue from selling those drinks going to the Ukrainian Children's Emergency Relief Fund. Russian vodka doesn't dominate North American spirits markets, but for the US and Canadian authorities and businesses, stripping Russian brands from shelves and menus was a valuable symbol of support for Ukraine and a visible way to join the international shunning of Moscow over the invasion. Heckman isn't the only small business owner to take a stand in this way, with stores, restaurants, and bars ditching Russian vodka from Kansas to Vermont. And that wraps up the stories this morning. And before we go, we would like to thank the following: SM Store, Araneta City, Department of Tourism, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, Empire Eastland Holdings Incorporated, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Venice Bautista on Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning.
Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. Download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS and Google Play for Android. to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune invites you to join its Viber community, Katribu, to get updates on the hottest news on politics, business, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Emoticons of the Tribune mascot Tarsito are available on our community Viber.